This is day 33 of cutting 20% body fat without tracking calories. Today when I woke up, I really didn't feel like waking up. Yesterday I stayed up late at like 1 a.m. and I didn't feel like waking up. I didn't get enough sleep. I stayed up at like 1 a.m. working on like things on my business, creating content, making reels, making stories, making posts, and I had to finish eating my food. And I have a bad habit of like staying up or going to the gym late, coming back late, and having to eat late. So I was doing that, and also like on my phone, creating some stuff and building. But when I woke up, I did not feel like waking up, and I was gonna sleep in, but then I kept thinking on all the stuff I need to do for the day, and then I was thinking the version of myself that I want to become and the goals that I want to achieve. I was thinking the version of me who has achieved all those goals, who is capable of achieving all those goals, would he sleep in every single day? Would he stay up till 1 a.m. instead of going to sleep early and waking up early? Would he sleep in right now? And the answer is no. And I was like, I need to be living like the version of myself who is capable of achieving all those goals, who already achieved all those goals. I need to be living like him. I need to have the habits like him. I need to work like him. I need to be focused like him. I need to have the same routine as him, have the same lifestyle as him. That is how I'm going to achieve my goals, by becoming the version of myself who has already achieved them, who is capable of achieving them, by living like that. If I still do the bad habits and try to achieve those goals by staying as the same version of myself, I'm never going to achieve those goals, because a version of me right now cannot achieve those goals. I can't. I have to become the version of myself who has already achieved those goals. What does he do? How does he talk? What time does he wake up? What time does he go to sleep? How much does he work? What does he work on? How focused is he? Does he waste his time doing bullshit? Does he eat bullshit? Does he go and eat bullshit? Does he distract himself in the gym? Is he not focused in the gym? Does he skip the gym? Last Monday, I didn't even go to the gym. I was going to hit chest and biceps, but then I didn't really get enough sleep, and I made the excuse of being like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep. I don't have the energy at all. My chest was still like kind of a little bit sore. And I was like, I don't have the energy. I didn't go to sleep that well. I'm going to just go to the gym tomorrow. That was on Monday. Yesterday was Tuesday, and I got the same thing. I didn't get enough sleep yesterday, and I was like, man, I don't have enough energy. I didn't get enough sleep. I'm not going to go to the gym today either. I'm going to go tomorrow. But then I was like, is the version of me who is jacked and shredded, who is 200 pounds lean, and the version of me who has all the goals that I want, would he skip the gym? Is he skipping the gym? No, he's not fucking skipping the gym. And I thought about that. I'm like, I'm not living like the version of myself that I want to become. I'm not living like the version of myself who has achieved those goals. Like, I'm not going to get the physique. I'm not going to get the physique if I just skip the gym when I don't feel like it. I'm not going to get the physique if I just skip the gym when I didn't get enough sleep and I don't have enough energy. So I was like, fuck this, I'm going to the gym. And I went, hit chest and biceps, and I felt way better after, because I stuck to what I said I was going to do, and I actually did it. I didn't stick to the excuses. I didn't make an excuse. I actually went. And today, the same thing happened. I wanted to sleep in. I woke up, I wanted to sleep in, but I said, no, the version of me who achieved all those goals, he would not sleep in right now. So why the fuck am I sleeping in? So I got up, started doing the things I needed to do. And one cheat code is literally getting sunlight right in the morning. That is the biggest cheat code ever. I do it even when I get enough sleep. Even when I get enough sleep and I wake up early, I go outside and I get sunlight right in my eyes, maybe like 10 minutes. Like, the longer you get it, the more energy you get, honestly. But I wouldn't do more than like an hour. I would only do like an hour max. But today I only did like 20 minutes of just sitting in the sun. But that is literally a cheat code. That and a cold shower. You do that, or a cold shower, or you do both. you will feel so high energy, so electric, so focused on what you need to do. You'll have so much more drive and ambition. If I didn't go and get sunlight in the morning, I would have no energy to make this video. I would feel like shit. I would be super boring and not have the energy. I would be super boring, so low energy, so weak, and I wouldn't have the energy. Cause when I woke up, I felt like shit. I felt so tired. Like I felt horrible. I didn't feel like doing anything. I felt so sluggish, so like I felt so tired. And then I feel tired right now, but once I'm done with my routine and I get sunlight, I'm gonna feel so much better. And I knew that because all the other times that I did it, it worked. You need to have a process that you stick to no matter how. You need to have a process that you stick to every single morning that puts you in that flow state, gives you that high energy to conquer the day and win the day. Because if you don't, then when you wake up and you feel like shit, that is how the rest of the day is going to go. If you don't have a proven process that you go through every single morning that elevates you, puts you in that higher frequency, gives you that high energy, makes you stronger, pushes you, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel like shit as soon as you wake up. As soon as you wake up and that's how you feel, you're going to feel like that the whole rest of the day. But if you do it, if you wake up, you do the routine, you stick to it, you go through the hard shit, that makes you better. You're going to feel so much better after, and you're going to be in a higher frequency, higher energy, and you're going to conquer the whole day. Do whatever you needed to do the day before. You wrote down what you needed to do before, and then boom, today you're getting all of that done and more because you stuck to your process. That's what I've been sticking to. My routine, my process that puts me into that flow state, and I just conquer the rest of the day because that puts me that high energy to conquer the whole rest of the day. And that's what I've been doing. Like, I got the sunlight. After I got the sunlight, I felt way higher energy. I was ready to do anything. And sometimes if I'm really tired, I get the sunlight and I walk like my 10K steps because I'm on a cut and I'm walking 15K. So then after I walk 10K steps, I just take a cold shower and that puts me into a better flow state. But if I'm already in the flow state, if I'm already high energy, I don't even need to take a cold shower. And sticking to that, acting like the version of me who wants to hit my goals is so critical. You need to be thinking right now, if what you're doing right now, are you acting like the version of you who has that goal, who is capable of achieving that goal? Are you living like the version of you who is in shape, has a good physique, is making the money you want, has the mindset you want, works all day and is focused all day, doesn't get distracted with bullshit, doesn't watch porn, doesn't jerk off, doesn't play video games, doesn't distract himself in the gym, doesn't train like a bitch in the gym? Which version are you acting like? Are you acting like the version of you right now who can't achieve your goals? Are you acting like the version of you who has all the things you want, who has a good physique, trains hard in the gym, doesn't skip the gym, doesn't waste his time doing bullshit that sets him back and ruins his progress, ruins his mindset, ruins his confidence, like watching porn, jerking off, playing video games, doing other bullshit that isn't getting you to your goal? Which version are you acting like? Because if you're not acting like the version of you that has all those goals and wants to achieve them, then you don't even want to achieve them and you don't even want it at the end of the day. Because every single time when I don't feel like doing something, I ask myself, do I actually want the goal? And the answer is always yes. So I do the work required to hit my goal because I want to get there as fast as possible. But if you're not acting like the version of you, you're never going to achieve those goals because it's not even about how to achieve your goals. It's not even about how. Stop thinking how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. You need to become the version of yourself who is already there, who already has that goal, who's already in shape, who's already making the money you want, who already has that successful business, driving the car that you want, like lean, shredded, lean, muscular. You need to be acting like him. You need to start having the same traits, same habits as him, eating the same foods that he eats, going to sleep at the same time that he goes to sleep, waking up at the same time that he goes to sleep or that he wakes up, and living your life according to that version of you. You need to be living your day how he lives his day. What would he do in that situation? When you're doing some bullshit, ask yourself, does that version of you who has the things that you want, would he be doing that bullshit? Would he be doing it? If you're eating some bullshit, ask yourself, would that version of you who is in good shape, has a good physique, is focused, would he be eating this bullshit right now? No, he wouldn't. That's what I thought to myself this morning when I was about to sleep in, and I was thinking, I was like, would the version of myself who has all the goals I want, has all the goals that I want to hit, would he be sleeping in right now? No. So I fucking instantly got up. I was like, the version of me who I want to become would not sleep in right now. So why am I going to sleep in right now? Same thing. When I was going to eat today, I had to order some food. I had to go to the store. And I was thinking, I could easily eat some other bullshit right now. But would the version of me who has the goals that I want, would he eat some bullshit right now? No. Would he instantly go on his phone as soon as he wakes up and start scrolling bullshit on Instagram and frying his brain? No. So instantly when I wake up, I don't use my phone first hour of the day. Would he go on his laptop and sit down on his desk and do some bullshit and play video games? No, he wouldn't. So why am I going to do that? You need to be living like the version of you who has all the goals that you want. Because if you don't, you're never going to hit your goals. You're never going to get there, because it's about who you become. It's about the person that you become that is capable of achieving those goals, not how to achieve those goals. Because you can't just achieve some random goal without becoming a whole different person. The version of you right now is not the version of you who is in shape, who has a good physique, who is consistent in the gym, who is locked in on everything. Because the version of you who is locked in, has all those goals, he had to become a whole different person to achieve those goals. That's why it's about who you become, who you have to become, and not how to achieve your goals. Because you have to become a whole different person. Every person who has achieved something great, they did not stay the same. They did not stay the same person. They did not have the same habits, same mindset, same everything to get to where they wanted to go. Every person had to become a whole different person, whole different identity, whole different traits, whole different mindset, habits, work ethic, whole different lifestyle, everything. You have to become that version of you, which is basically a whole different person. You see people who have a crazy transformation. The people who they were at the start are not even close, they're uncomparable to who they are now after the transformation. And you think that doesn't apply to you? You need to do the same thing. You need to become that version of you who is locked in on every single thing. But that's what I thought this morning when I woke up, and that's what I thought yesterday when I was about to skip the gym. I wasn't even going to record a reel. And I got home from the gym. I forgot how to make one. And I got back from the gym. I was about to get out of my car and go into my room. And I was thinking, I was like, I didn't make a reel. And I was thinking about, I'm going to skip it. I'm not going to make it today. But then I thought, it's the version of me who has the followers I want, who is making the money I want. Would he skip making this video? No. He's fucking consistent. He does it no matter what. And that's what I need to do. So that's what I did. I made a reel right there. Same thing when I was about to skip the gym. I was like, is the version of me who I want to become, who has all the goals that I want, would he skip the gym right now? No, he wouldn't. And I started acting accordingly to the version of me who has all those goals that I want to achieve. You need to constantly be coaching yourself, being conscious of what you do, the decisions you make. And that's what you need to do. You need to be making the decisions like the version of you who has all the goals you want. You need to be making decisions like him. Because if you don't, you're not gonna hit those goals. That's the truth. You're not gonna hit those goals unless you start acting like the version of you who already achieved them. So that's day 34. Day 34, cutting 20% body fat. One thing that I'm really struggling with is going to sleep early and waking up early. That's one thing that I really need to lock in. And it's 3 p.m. right now. I still need to eat my carbs. I already ate like a pound of beef. I'm going to eat like 2 apples right now, and then I'm going to wait like an hour and a half, and then I'm going to go to the gym. And I still have to make like another YouTube video. I might make that before the gym when I'm waiting for my food to digest. I'm going to make that before I'm about to go to the gym. And yeah, it's day 33. That's what I learned today. That's what I went through yesterday about to skip the gym. I'm not gonna lie, skip the gym Monday. I want to be authentic. I want to be real. I'm human. I'm not a robot. I'm not perfect in every single way. But if you can't achieve perfection, but if you chase perfection, you can achieve excellence. And I'm still working on that every single day. But that's day 33. Follow my Instagram and check out my other YouTube videos on the whole journey. But I'll be posting stories and reels on my Instagram later. But see you guys, or thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.